today I was going to go down to the field and spend the day down there, photograph some hares, changing the trail cams. Went to pick up the trail cam the other day, and fantastic new wildlife has been captured on the trail cams. That's great. So you'll get to know about that in the end of the month review on the field. But yeah, that's something else I can look forward to hopefully this year. But today I've come down to the coast. I'm hopefully going to spend the morning or day photographing shorebirds. High tide is at 11:30 this morning. We do have a bright day today, forecast not to rain. One of the only days, in fact the only day this week it's not forecast to rain. So yeah, I've decided to come out, but unfortunately making a little split decision not to go to the field. I've left my vlogging camera, my GoPro, in the office, so I'm doing this off my phone, so I have no idea how this is going to come out. I'll probably do very limited talking to camera. I'll probably do a bit more voiceover to the actual videos. But yeah, shorebirds, maybe an owl or two if I'm lucky, and anything else that I get to see. So just waiting for the sun to rise. I'm going to make my way into a couple of fields this morning. Maybe I'll get to see a hare, who knows. Yeah, just going to enjoy a day out, something a bit different. I've not been out for a while. Got a bit of a sore foot at the moment. I've got what I think it's call it plantar fasciitis, something like that on your heel. Absolutely killing. So the physiotherapist gave me a load of exercises and stretching to do, and rolling your foot on a bottle of ice. But yeah, nothing seems to help. So yeah, that's painful. Anyway, enough moaning. Let's get out, let's photograph some shorebirds and enjoy a dry day here on the Lancashire coastline. Right, I think I'm going to get packed up and ready to go. So I've got a camo blanket with me today, just a thin leafy one. I've got a mat to lie on, lens cover, got my thermal binoculars, got normal binoculars. Gonna head out. Gonna head out now and walk through some fields. Use my thermals just to see if there's any hares in the fields. See if there's a barn owl in the barn. Last year when I was here, that's where the barn was. The barn owl was. Yeah, not long before the sun rises. It looks like it's going to be absolutely lovely today, albeit a bit breezy, and the wind's set to intensify as the day progresses. So yeah, let's get packed, let's head out. Flock of swans? Is it a flock of swans? Flock of swans? Yeah, flock of swans. I don't know, is it? No, comment below. Is it a flock of swans? Anyway, let's go. So we do have a few hares in that field. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Possibly 6, 7. Yeah, at least 7 hares in that field. What is my best approach? Don't know whether I should come in from over there or through this long grass in front of me. Well, I've got myself nestled down against the sea wall here and got a really wide view here of the tide and the beach. And the tide is coming in. Beautiful light as well I've got this way. Plenty of red shank and curlews around. So I'm just hoping as the tide comes up, the birds will come up nice and close. I've got myself my leafy blanket here, so I'll get myself rigged up with that. Just hide under here. It's quite a good spot actually because the wind's coming over from the south and I'm sheltered behind the wall, so I'm facing north and yeah, a little bit sheltered as well, which is nice. But there are lots of birds out here, thousands of them. Can I photograph them? Well, only time will tell. But for now, I'm gonna get everything set up and wait for the tide to come in. Goodness gracious me, the weather has changed. It is absolutely bitter cold now. That wind has picked up tenfold. I've got white crests on the water. Tide's coming. A lot of the waders, the little ones have all just had enough just flew off. I think it was because there was some dog walkers walking around above me, and they just disappeared. But yeah, fantastic morning. Got some decent video, not any pictures really. They didn't really come close enough for pictures. I'll have to have a look and see what I got. What I'm going to do now is, it's only 11:30 in the morning, so I've got an hour's drive home. So I'm going to go home, pick up my trail cams that have been charged up, and I've got a new one now I bought from Nature Spy, and it's a no glow LED, a no glow trail cam. Because what I'm seeing is that the foxes and the badger and the other wildlife that I've now managed to capture on trail cam sees the glowing light coming from the trail cams, which is just no good. I can't be having that. So unfortunately I have to invest in no glow trail cams, which are a bit more expensive than the traditional cheaper ones. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I may take you down there and do a little update. Yeah, let's head back. Welcome to the field. I do need to give it a better name, really. Suggestions in the comments below. But no, first things first, I need to go put trail cam up on this post here. So let's do that. So this is basically just for whatever comes through this area. If anything, it tends to be the farmer's cap sometimes. But you never know, do you? Set. Not that you can see me in the camera. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, while I'm here, let's put the chicks on. Now what I tend to do at the moment is with these, let me just change this, with the chicks, when I'm not sort of here, I won't tie them, I'll just leave them on the top, probably put it in there, and I'll probably tie one in every 3 or 4, just so that it doesn't have to struggle every time, and it knows that sometimes it is tied, and so when I do come to photograph it later on in the year, it won't be surprised if it's tied down. A dipper just went up the river. Yes. Oh. You know what? I can't stress enough how amazing this bit of land is. It really is just packed full of wildlife. And I'm still not going to give away what else is down here. But you'll have to wait till the end of the month for that video to come out. Okay, let's fill up the feeders. Because they are empty. These birds are certainly having a feast here. So what I've got is I have this big bucket that I fill up, and that probably lasts about 2 weeks worth of food. I do keep it screwed down, so I have to bring a screwdriver with me every time, because the pesky squirrels Well, take any opportunity, get into the food. These are fantastic. Nice and clean, easy for the birds to get the seeds out of as well. I noticed that, I don't know if you watch Joe Hare's channel, she started using these on her feeder as well. They are very good. Much better than the plastic ones. These don't seem to get all dirty, full of gunge and gunk like the others do. And a super mega cage. I'm sure the woodpecker eats half of this. God, that stinks, that stuff. That's very pungent. Fresh suet balls. Right. So I've got some peckish that go shove in the holes of the trunk, so we'll go do that. In fact, you can see somebody's been a little busy on my tree trunk. Having a good old peck all the way around here. Look at that. That's a woodpecker. Trying to see if there's any more in the end. Unfortunately not. What I've noticed recently as well is if it hears me or sees me, it'll come into the trees behind, which is really great. Getting familiar with me coming in and putting food out for it. Put a little bit in there. A little bit over on this trunk here. And then I'll just scatter the bits on the log, let it loose. There we go. So yeah, so I've got a couple of logs here now with moss on. It's not how it's going to end up. I am going to at some point come down and spend a bit of time and make something a bit more substantial. I'll put some seed on the logs and some nuts. I don't know why I bother with the nuts and things, because the squirrels just come and eat them, the pheasants. And I'm not here to feed the bleeding grey squirrels, that's for sure. Right, that's for that. I'm going to take that back with me today, get it filled up and bring it down next time I come. Nope, pheasants already here. So when I come into the woods and I'm looking at where to put my trail cam, first thing I'm looking for is a track where the animals frequent. Now, I do have a few along here. I've got this main one here, and I think this is more roe deer, because I definitely know that the badger can't get through there. But there is a bit of a hole there. Yeah, there is a bit of a hole there, and I think I might have little paw prints in here, but, and I say but, that could be my wildlife animal number 3 or 4 if you count the roe deer. So that could be the one I want to get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the trail cam down, and the way I position them to try and stop humans seeing them is I will show you. So I have this tree here. I want the camera pointing this way along the trail. So what I'm going to do is, instead of putting the camera on the front of the tree, I'll put it to the side. I use one of these screws to mount the camera. So basically, when people are walking past, the camera is hidden behind the tree and it's not in front of the tree here. So let's put this on. Yeah, I have to turn that round to screw it on. But let's switch it on first. I think it was all set up for video, so I'm good. The time and date's all set up. I think I did it all. I hope I did. So I set up a camera the other day, and it just took leaving pictures. I do much prefer video than pictures.
Okay, so that's my camera set up here. What I can do is just get a couple of logs just across here. There. Throw in some leaves so there's look like there's no footprints for anybody standing here, and that will now detect my trail cam. So you see, perfectly hidden in there. Not the best colour, it is a bit bright, but there you go. So that's how I put my cameras out, to the side of the trees, not in front of them, not high up either. Anyway, I need to go and put this stuff out, so let's go do that. Well, this is the mound that I found. It's got a hole that goes in to the side of the hill here. I've got a trail cam on that tree over there that looks straight across the entrance of that hole, and that's the camera that confirmed what I saw across the river on another trail cam. I don't want to talk too loud, so if the volume is a bit low, I'm sorry about that. I'll try and bring it up in post. And what I'm going to do is, with my Nature Spy trail cam, is change that camera for a no glow, because in this area here is where the fox, the badger and wildlife number 3 is. So yeah, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to go up there now and do what I need to do, and I won't be back until later in the week, where I'm going to bring my Nature Spy no glow trail cam, and then I don't want to be back in this spot really for a couple of weeks. Limited disturbance is essential here. Okie doke, all my jobs are done. Time to sit, relax, and give it literally just an hour. Kingfisher doesn't come in, that's fine, and then I'll call it a day. See you later.